don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you!
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at Constructicon Hightower. This is number 47 in the Studio series, and it is from the Revenge of the Fallen idea. Here, side of the box, back of the box, transforms in 19 steps, big screen inspired, scale, detail, backdrop. Pyramid Desert Battle. Alright. Side of the box. Top. Bottom. He's not very large. I think I paid 20 bucks for him. So we'll do this one just like we have done most of the other ones in the series. If not all of them. I'll go ahead, I'll review the figure, and then at the end I'll put a little, I don't know what else to call it, dirty. You know, I'll make him look used and worn like a construction vehicle should look. So we'll get started with it first by opening up the box. So here is his desert scene, and it's okay. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. Came out of the box looking like this. Not entirely sure how it's supposed to look exactly, but I'm relatively certain I can figure it out. So, came with these two things, well, the figure, this thing, and the instructions. So, yeah, it looks like the first thing it does is tell us how to put him together. So, let's see here. We take this thing right here, we bring it up like this, apparently, and it'll lock in place. The head will come up, this will come down like this. Okay, and apparently that's it. Yeah. Apparently that's it. So, I think I may have it upside. No, that's right. This little one comes up that way. Alright, so, wow. They're really stretching trying to give these guys robot modes, aren't they? Alright, well, let's go through the motions here, make sure we get everything right. So, right off the bat, he's coming in at the tip here about 6 inches, give or take. Depth-wise, if I had to judge it, I'd say it's about 3 1/4. Just based on how I'm seeing it. You're seeing it a little bit different. Somewhere between 3 1/4. Let's see, this way right here, we're looking at 4 3/4 right about. So there's your dimensions of the thing. Initial impressions on this, I paid 20 bucks for this thing. I mean, I paid 20 bucks for this. You realize that for 20 bucks you could have bought more of me. Where could I get you again for 20 bucks? I thought you were one of a kind. Yes, often imitated, but never duplicated. Actually, you do know I've got your replacement sitting over there by the bed, right? What? Yep. He's just kind of sitting there waiting for when you die. But I'm immortal. Get off the screen. Ah! Alright folks, articulation in this mode. This thing moves up and down a little bit. This thing can come off when you want it, don't want it to. Let's see here. Get back in there. Get back in there, I say. Well, that's just going to be annoying if that's just the standard thing there. It can move up and down a little bit. This thing can move up and down, and it can not move. It doesn't move. Why would they make this thing and not have it to where it would articulate? I don't know. Let's zoom in here on this head sculpt, because the head sculpt is actually pretty decent. Excuse me. You got some really nice red eyes, some gunmetal, I would guess that is, paint here and through here. Actually, I do kind of like the face sculpt. I give it kudos for that. I give it kudos for the face sculpt. Coming down the figure, the head doesn't feel like it. I can't tell. It looks like it's on a ball joint right there, but it sure doesn't want to move any. It'll go up, it'll go down, but it sure doesn't want to move side to side. I don't know, maybe mine's just stiff, who knows. We've got these little legs right here. They move up, they move down, they do not move in and out. These legs right here will do a full 360. They'll come out to the sides, he says, kind of like that. Yeah, that's just not right. We have hinges here, bicep swivel. This moves up and down. We've got an in and out right here. We've got a hinge right here. This moves up and down. Well, I guess that was a logical thing to happen, but yeah. I gotta tell you folks, I am incredibly not impressed with this thing. Incredibly not impressed. But it's not so much always about what I think, it's about, you know, making Devastator. That's the reason this guy exists for me, is to make Devastator. So, I guess I need to do scale comparisons now before we transform it. And if I can remember, I'll go ahead and try to put the other two that I have with him so we can do scale comparisons with that. Alright, so I have transformed old Hightower here once, outside of, you know, just, I like to do that occasionally just to make sure I'm doing it right, so don't lead you all too far astray. And let me tell you, I'm not sure this is worth my 20 bucks. But having said this, let's see here, bend this back, it's already back, bend this down. We'll need to put that all the way down like that. These are going to come together as you would expect. Okay, the head is going to come up and in like that. These come up for now. This comes unpegged. This one comes unpegged. And now it's a matter of rotating the hinges, and there is a, if you can see it, a tab right here. It's going to go into two little slots right here. So you push those in right there, he says. And then it's just a matter of manipulating the hinges and whatnot to get these where you need them to be. That's the first part. Now there is a slot right here where those posts are going to go in, so you got to get all that in there too. And there may be a more efficient way of doing this, I don't know, but what I do know is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. I gotta be honest with you. Put that up like that. These tuck up and under, and these are supposed to. There's a port right there you can see, and a pin right here that goes in like that on both sides, he says. At least in theory, it's supposed to. How did I not do that? This comes down, it goes in, and there's a spot right here that goes into, it's just a groove. It's not really a locking point. And here is Hightower in his vehicle mode. This thing bothers me for some reason. Honestly, pardon me, I'm not sure exactly what it is about it that's throwing me off. But since this is adjustable, we're going to measure it from here to here. So from here to here, we're looking at right about 6 1/4 based on where I'm looking at. Width-wise, we're probably looking at about 3 inches. Excuse me. Height-wise, since this thing is adjustable, I'm going to move it all the way up so that we can get height, and I would say that is 5 and almost 5 1/2. Okay. Articulation, this moves up and down. This moves up and down. You can also extend it like that if that suits your purpose. It has wheels, although I'm not really sure how well it rolls. It's pretty much just slides. This thing has no real articulation in this mode except for the boom here. So I suppose, since there's nothing else to do at this point, I suppose we should go ahead and do vehicle comparisons. So to put this thing into combine mode is actually fairly simple from here. We're going to take this crane piece off. It falls off more than it stays on anyway. We're going to rotate these, and these things need to plug in. There's a hook port right here. I'm sorry, it's this one. There's a hook port right here that plugs in right here like this, like that, and it kind of puts it at an angle. Pardon me. We'll pull this up. We pull out the head here, and lift that up. There's the connector ports right here. If y'all can see that, that's where it goes into. I think his name is what's his name? Hightower, scrap metal. What do the directions say? Scrap metal. Yeah, that's the little port that it goes in. Pull this down. This will clip on here right underneath his head, he says. It's not the most solid connection, but it does work. And this is kind of what you get. I don't know, folks. I'd move that wherever it needs to go. Yeah, this one's just not really impressing me. I mean, it's really not. If this is your first soiree into, these Constructicons, I gotta tell you, I'd probably pass if it were me. But what do I know? I'm just the guy doing the reviews, right? I don't know anything. I do know this is, I don't know, I'm sure there's people out there that absolutely love this thing and find it just the greatest thing that ever happened. I'm just not really feeling it. That might change once I get some paint on it. I don't know. I really don't know. I suppose at this point it's probably time for some final thoughts. So why don't we jump into that? Final thoughts wise, you know I look at three things. Quality, playability, and cost. As far as the quality goes, I have to tell y'all, just like there with, what was his name, Scrap Metal, none of these so far that I have noticed have a Decepticon symbol on them anywhere. And I'm sorry, but that does kind of almost offend me. I don't know, I mean, I get that they weren't prominent in the movie. I get that. I do. But as a collector, I'm sorry, I want a frickin' even Decepticon symbol. Oh Lord. The quality here, I mean, I get they're trying to make Devastator, and they're trying to do it in a way that appeals to everybody. I get that. I honestly do get that. It's Hasbro quality, but it's Studio Series, right? Studio Series was supposed to be their Star Wars Black. It was supposed to be better than what we had gotten previously. It was supposed to be, you know, the creme de la creme of mass-produced Transformers. Not third party, not anything else, just better. It was supposed to be better. And what do we get for our effort? This. I'm sorry, folks. You know me, I try my absolute level best to be objective with things. This thing is just not, I'm not liking it at all. This is a hard pill for me to swallow. And if I wasn't involved in the set just to make the Devastator, I wouldn't be buying this one. Same thing with you. If you're not in for the set, don't start the set with this one. This one is no, just no. The playability in this mode, it's, you know, you get that's what you get. It's not much better in robot mode. I mean, you do get a little bit more movement, but not by much. The cost, $20. Honestly, I'd pay $10 for it, and I would consider this a $10 achievement. But $20, man, I don't know. I don't really think that's appropriate here. And understand, I'm going to be taking time and customizing this thing, trying to make it look a little bit better. I'll paint this probably gunmetal and put some dirt on it and put something up through here, dirty these up a little bit, but still, should you buy it? Like I said, if you're in for the set, yes. If you're not, no. Don't start with this one. I'm Tom. Thank you for watching. It's been fun reviewing this thing, and Nemesis is now on the screen. Brother, why you look like you're hunched over for? You don't feel well? Well, I did have some bad burritos earlier. Well, you're a robot. You're not supposed to be eating burritos anyway. So, yeah. Why do you keep moving my arm? Your arm is there for me to move. See, I can even open up your chest. Ah! Sexual abuse! Don't joke about that type of thing, Nemesis. I was trying to show people your Decepticon symbol right there, because you got one right there. There we go. Yep. Alright, so this is Tom and Nemesis, and we will see you, who you pointing at the next review. Ah! Bye, folks. My spleen. You don't have a spleen. So, I have customized it, and now we're ready for some final thoughts. As you can see, let me, excuse the noise, let me zoom in here a little bit. I have put some dirt, I guess you would call it, on there and there. I have put some brushed metal look on here, kind of just kind of to distress it a little bit. I did the same with this entire thing right through here, and added a little dirt right through there. Let's see, coming down the figure, as you can see, I added the Decepticon symbol on both sides there. I also added a little dirt through here and along the bottom. Didn't do a whole lot to this one. I did paint this and distressed this on both sides. Added some dirt through here. Didn't, like I said, I didn't go too crazy with it. I just wanted to give it a more used look, I guess. And the biggest thing that bothered me, as you have probably noticed, was the lack of this. And I didn't even realize that was missing until I drove by one the other day, and I saw that this had these hooked to it, and it even has the stuff right here to simulate it. So I just added that, and it's thicker than it should be, but it's fine. So let's talk about the quality of this. Typical Hasbro stuff does just fine. I can't really complain about it. The playability, yeah, it's okay. It does fine for what it is. I mean, I'm really not a fan of this one. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times, but I am doing the Devastator, so I kind of have to have it, and as a result, I guess it does okay. It does the minimum that it has to do for it to be successful with what it's trying to do. Am I making any sense there? How have I put it before? Don't go out and buy it. Don't use this as the start for your Devastator collection here. But if you're already in for it, then yeah, go ahead. Boy, I'm just kind of rambling at this point, aren't I? How in the hell did these things go? I forget. Anyway, it's been a day or two since I've done this, if y'all can't tell. That's it. Like that, isn't it? Yes, I need to turn this one in, and man, I'm just kind of killing time here, aren't I? The playability here is okay. Again, don't make this your first endeavor into this group. You will be disappointed. If you're anything like me, you're going to be disappointed with it. God, Lord knows I am. The cost of it was 20 bucks. It's fine. For 20 bucks, it's fine. I guess. Yeah, there's not enough here for me to tell you to not buy it, but there's plenty here for me to tell you I don't like it enough to buy it again, if that makes sense. So, yeah, this is Tom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Another satisfied customer of Vitamin John. Operators are standing by. Call now. Try Vitamin John today. Operators are standing by. Call now.